This short piece comes with its own postmodernist introduction, making what I am doing now a deconstructionist pre-introduction to the postmodernist introduction that I will begin right now. No, thank you. But I appreciate the offer. Those of you who are familiar with my work, and really who isn't, will know that many of my stories can be long and heavy and multi-textured shades of gray like the prominent proboscis of the ponderous pachyderm. This piece, to maintain that mammalian metaphor, is little more than a bit or two of gerbil fuzz. A beat or two of verbal jazz, a twist of the wit, a trick of the tongue, a tantalizing taste of linguistic terpsichore. Call it a pithy parcel of prosodic prestidigitation, if you will. And if you won't, you're a bunch of anti-semantic bastards. It's called I Like to Support the Arts. On my way home from a gig, I stopped at a convenience store to buy milk for my morning coffee, ice cream for my wife. As I crossed from the car to the store, I was approached by an unemployed magician. He said, I got a quarter in my pocket, I can make it disappear. I got a quarter in my pocket, I can make it disappear. I said, show me. I swear to you, ladies and gentlemen, all he did was snap his fingers. He said, it's gone. I said, that's amazing, where did it go? He said, check your pockets. I checked my pockets, and sure enough, there, amongst all my other loose change, a bright, shiny quarter. I said, hang on a second, how do I know this is yours? He said, check the date. I checked the date. I said, it's from 1994. He said, that is mine. I returned it to him. I said, do it again, do it again. He said, I never repeat myself, I never repeat myself. He said, I never repeat myself, I never repeat myself. I said, show me another. He said, I'm gonna need a $10 bill. I said, all I have is a 20. He said, that will do. I handed him a $20 bill. He folded it up right in front of me. No alakadabra, no abracazam. When he unfolded it, it was a 5. He returned it to me. I said, that's amazing, change it back. He said, if I could change 5s into 20s, you'd think I'd be out here working for tips. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was supposed to tip you. I gave him the 5. I like to support the arts. I went into the convenience store, I bought milk for my morning coffee, I bought ice cream for my wife. As I emerged, crossed from the store to my car, the unemployed magician approached another man in the parking lot. He said, I got a quarter in my pocket, I can make it disappear. Got a quarter in my pocket, I can make it disappear. I watched him with the hungry eyes of a hunting hawk, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else here. And I swear to you, all he did was snap his fingers. Thank you very much. I wrote this song when I was 21 years old. Ronald Reagan was president, though he did not know it at the time. Later, Rick Overton suggested I should start putting music into my act, and now, I guess, 32 years later, I've worked up the courage. Come out to a show in October in Santa Clarita. This will open the show, I believe. I got in trouble as a little kid at school. My teachers did not understand my sense of cool. I'd grab attention by playing the fool and refuse to relinquish the floor. saying, everybody look at me, I'm Dylan Brody over here. Everybody look at me. Hey, everybody look at me, it's what I lived for. Everybody look at me. Now I tell jokes for an hour and a half. Don't worry, not tonight. Sometimes I don't care if the people even laugh. Okay, not tonight. Either way, I'd give up everything I have for just 5 minutes more of everybody look at me. Hey, ain't I funny up here? Everybody look at me. Hey, everybody look at me, and thanks for coming out tonight, folks. Everybody look at me. But then the jokes become a shield, and all the laughter that they yield is nice, but little's risked and nothing's gained on the whole. And the persona is a lie, some witty fellow far more hip than I, who lets me hide in him the truth of my soul. And everybody looks at him, and where did I go? Hey, everybody look at me. How can he be getting all those laughs while I still feel I'm dying here? Look at me. Now I've been writing all these little songs for years, a sacred secret like some stupid childhood fears, until a friend told me one brought her to tears by exposing me down to my core. So, everybody look at me, I'll try to show you something real. Everybody look at me. Hey, everybody, this is what I really look like. Everybody look at me. Everybody look at me, it's what I live for still. Everybody look at me. Hey, everybody knows the truth is seldom pretty. Just the same, please, look at me. Thank you.
Dylan Brody.
I went to prep school in Western Massachusetts, not because I am particularly privileged, but because my parents had a great deal of reading to catch up on and were willing to go deep into debt to get me out of the house. And late at night, I would sneak out of my dorm after curfew. I would slip down the green hill. I would lie down on the slope next to Ted and Pellizzeri, and we would smoke dope until he ran out. And then I wouldn't tell him I had some, and I would go down to the music building. I would break in using a butter knife in lieu of a key, and I would play at the piano, or I would pull one of the guitars. Even though they were the school guitars, picking up a guitar without permission felt like a crime, a sin against the owner. Ted had none of the neuroses about music that I had. It wasn't secret for him. One night he followed me down, he snuck in behind me, he listened to me, he joined me, he listened to my songs. He harmonized in his deep, low voice. He was a trained basso profundo, but I didn't know how low he could get until he was rejected by the Metropolitan Opera. We went tripping in the New York night. The city turned into a grid. We were immortal, as cool as starlight. Without an inkling, we were kids. We traded secrets and we stared at our hands. We sang like wolf pups to the moon. We spoke for hours of our convoluted plans. It seems we spoke too soon. They say the city doesn't sleep, but in the darkest times the silence can get deep. and all the voices in my head, all the voices in my head, all the voices in my head sing like you. Slow motion wrestling on spring soft ground, synchronized and so controlled, both so certain we'd both always be around, writing songs and growing old. I wander empty through my halls and wake from nightmares. I've been missing your calls. Still the voices in my head, all the voices in my head, all the voices in my head sing like you. You were the first to tell me I could be strong and let my songs have brash and grand. Perhaps you'd planned your great escape all along. I fear you hoped I'd understand. 'Cause now I'm left to wonder if you were asking me to talk you off that cliff. And all the voices in my head, all the voices in my head, all the voices in my head sing like you. Still the voices in my head, please, all the voices. Still the voices in my head. Thank you.
That was Dylan Brody, everyone. Together for Dylan Brody.
Have you ever been to Georgia? Did you cry on a train? There's a chance that I might have adored you if I'd learned your name. I could not imagine who would cause a girl such pain. I stepped up with a dining car napkin, then I ran out of game. A minor misconnection, a southbound line. You were headed your way, and I was lost to mine. A minor misconnection, a southbound line. I'm probably nothing special, it must happen all the time. I keep going down to Georgia, I ride a hopeful train. Thank you so much.
Dylan Brody, everyone.
Unplugging!
Everyone, please welcome Dylan Brody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, humans of my target demographic. I've started saying that for years. I've said ladies and gentlemen of my target demographic, but I realize that's become just a little exclusionary. And I want everyone to feel included when I work. I like to think of myself as the anti-Kinnison, providing soothing entertainment. Nobody comes out to be scolded, to be yelled at. Oh, so here's the deal, people. I've suffered a lot of trauma around my singing. I have for years been the guy who mouths along during Happy Birthday. Afraid I would ruin it for everyone. I was an asthmatic, non-athletic kid. didn't breathe properly. Joined a martial arts studio in my 20s. Was terrified of losing my breath. I sat before every class listening to my breath, slowing my thinking, silencing the inner critic that said I was not athletic, I could not do it. And then the breathing techniques that I developed to relieve my anxiety so I could study martial arts turned into a cottage industry for writers. I helped them pass writer's block for all the workshops for active voice productions. I do breathing exercises. I know them to be the key to confidence, to controlling the emotional life, to controlling the moment, and yet I came in last week and I sang a song fairly badly. I may do the same thing tonight. Different song. This week I took my first ever singing lesson. As I came off stage, Donna B. said permission to speak freely, and I said, by all means. She said, you're a great storyteller, your presence is great, you're charming, but your singing needs work, man. You're not even breathing right. Oh, the breath, it all comes back to the breath. So we're sitting around tonight. That's really all anyone does these days. And I say it'll be all right. But I say it like a drunkard prays. 'Cause the world is burning down, and I'm sitting safe at home, and it's all gone quite surreal. There's a Nazi march in town, and I'm watching on my phone, and it seems too small to feel. So I go out in my mask, 'cause fashion's gotten weird this year. It's only courage that is asked. We all know we can't be ruled by fear. When there's tear gas on the air, and the cops are on the march, and the time's around again. When the numbers aren't fair, and the villainy is arch, and we're short on supermen. So we chant lost brothers' names, a litany of historic scope. We must douse the raging flame, set ablaze a nation parched for hope. Evolution must be brave, leave behind the status quo of a failed society. We must wail around the grave and admit it's time to grow toward a shared humanity. I will breathe with you. I will grieve. I will breathe with you. I will grieve. Please don't let it repeat and fade. Thank you so much.
Dylan Brody, everyone. Thank you, Dylan. That was beautiful.
And I bring you this song. there's a darkness on my mind some days. Sweet depression, a familiar haze. So if you ever find me wandering in a moron's daze, would you just hold me through the night? There's a side of me I seldom show. I just sort of figure you ought to know. If you're forewarned that every now and then my fuses blow, would you just hold me through the night? You could be everything to me, but you should know I'm not like all the men on your TV. There are months when I'm afraid all the time. My mood can swing at the drop of a dime. So if you find me crying just 'cause I can't find a rhyme, would you just hold me? Thank you. This is called This Next Renaissance. What if we write love songs instead of late-night raging tweets? Might we plan for brighter futures instead of griping about the heat? What if we're the heroes here to save the day? And what if writing love songs is the way? What if we fill novels with our most expansive hopes? See open roads ahead instead of post-apocalyptic tropes. What if we're the heroes and we have to save the day? And daring to look forward is the way. The future needn't be harder than the past. This next renaissance is gonna be a blast. Every demon knows dark ages cannot last. This next renaissance is gonna be a blast. This next renaissance. What if we trust science? Save the earth, the seas, the land. What if simple self-reliance is just the minimum demand? I don't trust it at all. What if we're the heroes here to save the day? And an awful lot of hard work is the way. What if we fix bridges to last 100,000 years? Leave our deep descendants legends of how we overcame our fears. What if we're the heroes who have to save the day? 'Cause no one else is on the way. The future needn't be harder than the past. This next renaissance is gonna be a blast. Every demon knows dark ages cannot last. This next renaissance is gonna be a blast. This next renaissance. What if we solve problems? Correct some errors that we've made. Recalculate the karmic columns. See every dharmic debt repaid. Reparations now. What if we're the heroes who ride to save the day? And something more than love songs is the way. Okay, but what if we write love songs just to put the terror shakes on pause? Take just a moment to compose ourselves, then re-engage the noble cause. What if we're the heroes and we have to ride a long, long way? Let's at least write love songs for the day. Thank you.
Dylan Brody.